You slide your key into the lock, and before the door is even open, your stomach already knows. There's that little pause on the other side of the wood, no happy jingle of tags running to meet you. Just silence. And then the door swings wide, and the room hits you all at once. The cushion foam scattered like snow, the trash pulled across the floor, a chewed corner of the couch, and there, pressed low behind the table, is your best friend, ears flat, eyes wide, watching your face to see what happens next. And something in you snaps. He knows, you think. Look at him hiding. He knows exactly what he did. The anger comes fast and hot, and then, almost immediately, the guilt about the anger comes right behind it. Because you love this dog. You didn't sign up to feel like this in your own doorway. But what if I told you that everything about that scene, the mess, the hiding, that look you're reading as guilt, means almost the exact opposite of what you think it means? What if the dog cowering under that table isn't a criminal caught in the act, but the victim of something you can actually fix? Stay with me, because once you see what's really going on here, you will never walk through that door the same way again. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Ben Carter, your neighborhood veterinarian, and I want you to hear me clearly right at the top. This is one of the most common heartbreaks pet parents bring to me. I can't tell you how many times someone has sat down in my exam room, exhausted, a little embarrassed, and said almost the same words. Doc, I think he's doing it on purpose. I think he's angry at me. They love their dog, and they're quietly convinced their dog is punishing them. If that's where you are right now, you are in exactly the right place, and there's no judgment here. No guilt in my clinic, only education and love. So here's where we're going together. First, I'm going to gently take apart the myth that's been making all of this worse. The story you've been told about why dogs do this. Then I'm going to show you what's actually happening inside your dog when you close that door. And finally, this is the part you're here for. I'm going to hand you my complete plan, the outside fix you can start tonight, and the inside fix that keeps it gone for good. If you find even one thing in here helpful, do me a small favor and hit that subscribe button so I can keep making these for you. And honestly, go ahead and grab a notebook. This one's worth writing down. Let's talk about the myth first, because it's the thing standing between you and a calm house. The myth is revenge. It's the idea that your dog wrecked the living room out of spite, that they were mad you left, so they got back at you. And I understand completely why it feels true. You come home, the place is destroyed, and your dog is slinking around with that guilty face. Cause, effect, motive. Case closed, right? Here's the problem. When you believe the revenge story, you do the one thing that makes everything worse. You scold. You point at the mess. You raise your voice. Maybe you march your dog over to the shredded cushion. And in that moment, you are not correcting a criminal. You are yelling at someone who is already terrified, someone who was, just minutes ago, in the middle of a full-blown panic attack. It's like putting black tape over the check engine light because the light annoys you. The light was never the problem. The light was trying to tell you something. You weren't treating the wrong dog, my friends. You were treating the wrong problem. And that guilty look you're so sure you're reading? Dogs don't actually feel guilt the way we do. What you're seeing is appeasement. Your dog is a genius at reading your body language, and the second you walk in tense and upset, they throw every calming signal they have at you. The flat ears, the low body, the whale eye, trying desperately to say, please don't be angry, I don't understand what's wrong, but I love you. They give that same look whether they touch the trash or not. They're not responding to the mess. They're responding to your face. So, if it isn't revenge, what is it? Here's the reveal, and I want you to really let this one land. For the vast majority of dogs, destruction while you're gone is not misbehavior at all. It is panic. It's a genuine anxiety response, the canine version of a smoke alarm going off. And I want you to hold on to that image because it's going to reframe this entire video. When you walk into that wrecked room, your instinct is to see a crime scene. But it isn't a crime scene. It's a smoke alarm. Your dog didn't commit arson. Your dog pulled the alarm because, to them, the building felt like it was burning. Think about what actually happens the moment that door clicks shut. To a dog wired for anxiety, being left alone doesn't feel like my human ran an errand. It feels like being abandoned by the one being who keeps them safe, with no way to know if you're ever coming back. That's the fire. And when that terror rises, your dog reaches for the only fire extinguisher they have: their mouth and their paws. Because here's the piece most pet parents never learn. Research suggests that the repetitive act of chewing and digging actually releases calming, self-soothing chemistry in a dog's brain. So your dog isn't tearing up the couch to hurt you. Your dog is chewing because chewing is the only thing that makes the panic in their chest quiet down, even a little. The mess is the alarm blaring. It is not the arson. I want you to do something for me right now. If your dog is near you, just look at them for a second. Picture that same sweet face, alone, scared, doing the only thing they know how to do to feel better. It changes everything, doesn't it? I see this story in my exam room all the time. Picture a young golden doodle, bright, sweet, glued to her person's side from the day they brought her home. The owner starts a new job, gone 8 hours a day for the first time, and within a week, the apartment looks like a storm rolled through it. The owner is at their wits' end, convinced the dog is acting out, ready to believe the worst. But when we actually walk through the dog's day together, the picture is obvious. This isn't a spiteful dog. This is a dog drowning in panic the second the door closes, with no tools to cope. And the moment that owner stopped seeing a crime and started seeing a smoke alarm, everything about how they handled it changed, and so did the dog. That's the pattern pet parents describe to me over and over. In my experience, it's almost never spite. It's almost always fear. So now we fix it. And we're going to do it in 2 layers. First, the outside, the things you can do tonight to turn the alarm volume down. Then the inside, the deeper rewiring so the fire stops starting in the first place. Let's start tonight. The very first tool costs you nothing, and it's the one most people get backwards. It's your own energy at the door. Here's the simple science. Your dog takes emotional cues from you. And if your comings and goings are a huge dramatic event, long teary goodbyes, an explosion of excitement when you get home, you are accidentally teaching your dog that the door is a very big deal. And big deals are worth panicking about. So the correct way is almost boringly calm. When you leave, no long goodbye. A quiet word and you're gone. When you come home, ignore your dog for the first 2 or 3 minutes. Yes, really, until they're calm, and only then greet them. Keep every hello and goodbye under about 30 seconds and keep it low-key. The budget version is free because this is just you. And here's your first vet warning, the most important one in this whole video. Never, ever scold your dog for a mess you find after the fact. Your dog cannot connect a puddle or a chewed shoe from 2 hours ago to your anger now. All they learn is that sometimes you come home scary, which cranks the anxiety higher and makes tomorrow worse. But calm energy alone won't fill the empty hours. So what do you actually leave your dog with? That's the next tool. This is my favorite because it works with your dog's biology instead of against it. Remember how chewing and licking release those calming chemicals? We're going to give your dog a healthy way to do exactly that. The tool is a food puzzle, a rubber stuffable toy or a lick mat. You take that toy and you stuff it, then freeze it, so it takes real time and real work to get through. The correct way is to hand it to your dog right as you walk out the door, so the scariest moment, your departure, becomes the moment the best thing appears. For the stuffing, 2 to 3 tablespoons of plain, unsweetened pumpkin puree works beautifully, or a thin smear of dog-safe peanut butter with a little kibble mixed in. Freeze it solid for at least 4 hours. If a fancy rubber toy is too expensive, the budget alternative is wonderful. A cardboard box or an empty egg carton with kibble hidden inside crumpled paper, or a muffin tin with a few pieces of kibble in each cup and a tennis ball resting on top. A tired brain is a calm brain, and sniffing and working for food is deeply soothing. Now, here's the vet warning on this one, and please don't skip it. Before you put any peanut butter in that toy, read the label. Actually, read it. For xylitol, sometimes listed as birch sugar. Xylitol is genuinely dangerous for dogs, even in small amounts, and it hides in a lot of sugar-free and natural peanut butters. If it's on the label, do not use it. Same rule for anything with onion or garlic in it. Keep those out. And any brand new chew or toy should be given while you can supervise the first time, so you know it isn't a choking hazard for your particular dog. Okay, so the puzzle keeps their mouth busy. But what about that feeling of being totally alone? That's where 2 more free tools come in: scent and sound. Dogs live in a world built of smells, and you are the best smell in their entire life. So the night before, sleep in an old t-shirt, then leave it in your dog's bed or favorite spot. That worn shirt, heavy with your scent, is a quiet little promise that you exist and you're coming back. Pair it with soft background sound. Leave a radio or the TV on low, ideally something with calm human voices, so the silence doesn't feel so total and every hallway noise doesn't set off the alarm. Both of these cost nothing, and for a lot of dogs, they take the edge right off. There's no real safety catch here, just common sense. Keep cords and anything chewable out of reach. And one more tonight, the most natural one of all. Drain the tank before you go. A sniffy, unhurried 20-minute walk before you leave for the day does something no toy can. It burns off nervous energy and floods your dog's system with the good, calm chemistry that comes from exercise and exploration. A dog who's had a good walk is far more likely to curl up and sleep through your absence than to pace and panic. Let them stop and sniff. That's the whole point. Sniffing is mentally tiring in the best way. The only caveat? Adjust for your dog's age, health, and the weather, and never push a senior or a flat-faced breed hard in the heat. Here's the honest truth, though. Everything I just gave you, the calm door, the frozen puzzle, the scent, the sound, the walk, that fixes the outside. It turns the alarm volume down while you go about your life, and for some dogs, that alone is enough. But if your dog's panic runs deep, we can't stop there. Now we have to fix the inside, so the fire stops catching in the first place. This is the forever part. The inside fix starts with a bit of detective work about a thing you probably don't even notice you do. Long before you actually leave, you give your dog a whole sequence of warning signs. You pick up your keys, you put on your shoes, you grab your bag. Your dog has watched you do this 1,000 times. And to an anxious dog, those cues are the first wisp of smoke. The panic starts building before you've even reached the door. So we're going to make those cues meaningless. Several times a day, pick up your keys and then sit back down on the couch. Put on your shoes and walk to the kitchen. Grab your bag and set it down again. Do this 5 or 10 times a day, going nowhere, until keys and shoes stop meaning she's leaving forever and start meaning absolutely nothing at all. You are unteaching the smoke. Once the cues are diffused, we play what I call the countdown game, and this is the real heart of retraining. The idea is to prove to your dog in tiny doses that you always come back. You step outside and close the door for 10 seconds. Then you come back in, calm and boring. No big reunion. Later, 20 seconds. Then a minute. Then 3. The golden rule is that you always return before the panic starts, never after. So your dog's brain slowly rewrites the story from alone means terror to alone is fine, she always comes back. Go at your dog's pace. If a longer absence brings the anxiety back, you've simply moved too fast. Drop back to a time they can handle and build up more gently over days and weeks. This is fireproofing the house, one board at a time. While you're doing all that, work on plain old independence, because a dog who can't be 3 feet from you inside the house is going to struggle to be alone entirely. Teach a cozy, settle spot, a specific mat or bed, and reward your dog for relaxing there while you move around the house without them shadowing your every step. You're not being cold. You're building their confidence that being a little apart is safe and even nice. Wrap the whole thing in a predictable daily rhythm, meals, walks, and rest at roughly the same times, because predictability is calming all on its own. A dog who knows what's coming has far less to be afraid of. Now, I have to be straight with you, my friends, because I love you and I love your dog. Some cases of this run deeper than any t-shirt or frozen toy can reach. If your dog is genuinely hurting themselves trying to escape, breaking teeth or nails, injuring their paws, scraping door frames raw, or if they're drooling in sheets or soiling the house despite being fully house-trained, that is not stubbornness, and it is not a training gap you can close alone. That is real, clinical separation anxiety, and it deserves real help. Please, go see your own veterinarian or ask them to refer you to a certified veterinary behaviorist. And if your vet suggests medication as part of the plan, hear this clearly. These medications are genuinely helpful for many dogs. For a dog whose panic is so loud they can't even learn, the right medication from your vet can turn the volume down just enough that all this training can finally start to work. That's not you failing your dog. That's you handing your dog the right tool. Many vets now believe the best results come from exactly that combination, the plan plus the support. So let's pull it all together into your calm departure plan. Step 1. Change the energy at the door. Calm goodbyes, calm hellos, and never a scolding for a mess you find later. Step 2. Fill the absence, the frozen food puzzle handed over as you leave, your scent on a worn shirt, soft sound in the background, and a good sniffy walk before the big stretch alone. Step 3. Rewire the panic for good. Diffuse your leaving cues. Play the countdown game, building up second by second, and grow your dog's confidence in being a little independent. That's it. That's the whole calm departure plan. And here's my one request, because I know that list can feel like a mountain when you're already tired. You do not have to do all of this tomorrow. Please don't try. Pick just one thing from this video, maybe just the frozen puzzle at the door, and start there tonight. One small brick. That's how the whole house gets rebuilt. Before we go, I need you to hear something. The simple fact that you watched this entire video, that you sat here trying to understand your dog instead of just being angry at them, that proves how deeply you love your best friend. And trust me, they know it. They feel it in 100 small ways every single day. You are your dog's only advocate in this world, and they could not have asked for a better one. So here's my question of the day, and I'd truly love your answer. What's your dog's name, and which step are you trying first? Tell me down in the comments. I read as many as I possibly can, and I love hearing how it goes. Picture it now. That same front door, that same key in the lock. Only this time, it opens onto a calm room and a best friend who spent the day resting instead of drowning. That's where we're headed together. Give your dog a gentle scratch behind the ears for Dr. Ben. Stay safe, trust your instincts, and I'll see you in the next video.